So you want to buy a Piper Colt. That's a sensible buy. Nobody would be offended by that, though just as few would probably be excited. Colt is a member of a group of vintage Pipers called Wee Wings or something like that. Anyway, it's a bunch of Pipers with short wings. There's a handful of members in this club. The Vagabond started it off. It has 2 seats and a tailwheel, so does the Clipper. Pacer was stretched to 4 seats, and the Tri-Pacer is a Pacer with tricycle gear. The Colt is basically a 2-seat Tri-Pacer. That's the gist. With just a 4-year production run in the early 60s, Piper managed to build about 2,000 Colts, and the Colt continues to be very well known, although not known for being a hot rod. Piper was missing a good trainer at the time, and the Colt was made to fill that gap in its lineup, and that's just what the performance is best suited for. Piper sold Colts with an 0235 engine, either the C1 or the C1B. Standard fuel capacity was 18 gallons, though most have been optioned with the second tank to make 36 gallons. Range here is with the full 36. A couple of other performance items to note. Glide ratio is bleak. It definitely flies best when the engine is running. Also, not a STOL airplane. Takeoff runs can be long. It sort of looks like it's just a set of Tundra tires away from having its own YouTube channel, but not so. Grass is fine, as long as there's enough of it, and frequently mowed. And now for the best part. Colt is an affordable airplane. There's still a lot flying, but you don't see them for sale that often. The reason for that, in my opinion, is because people can afford to keep them. By comparison, check out how many Cessna 340s and 414s are for sale. A lot of those planes are eating their owners alive. A lot of the time I say that buying an airplane is the cheap part, and owning it is the expensive part. Not so with our diminutive winged friend. The cost to operate is quite low for an airplane, and quite low for a certified airplane. The 0235 engine isn't expensive to overhaul at about $23,000. If you have the 1CB model, which some Colts do, TBO is 2,400 hours. The 1C is 2,000. 2 things you'll hear about if you travel in Colt circles is corrosion and fabric covers. Neither are deal breakers. They're the most common concerns. You gotta keep an eye out for corrosion, and every many years, the fabric needs to be replaced. Dang. Oh, remember when you glued that spoiler and hood scoop to your Chevy Cavalier? You can do that with your Colt too. In fact, it's pretty much expected. The Colt has lots of STCs. You want a tail wheel? No problem. More fuel, bigger engine, metal skins? Great. Just sign at the bottom, don't forget to tip your AMP. The Piper Colt is a no-nonsense, no frills, no surprises sort of airplane. Maybe you can't judge a book by its cover, but you can judge the Piper Colt by its looks. What you see is what you get, and what you see and get is a simple and inexpensive vintage airplane. That's the Piper Colt. Thanks for watching. See you in the next.